For 30 years, the other animals in the forest thought I was mad. Or at the very least, boring. The fast-talking weasels, the get-rich-quick magpies, the status-obsessed peacocks. While they were chasing the newest shiny thing, I was doing something profoundly unglamorous. I was mending a leaky faucet, painting a porch, going nowhere very slowly. But I wasn't going nowhere. I was building a fortress. My landlord, a portly badger named Mr. Brock, would show up every month and say, "Finn, you're paying off my retirement. It's the circle of life." One evening after a grueling brush fire, I was at the library, and I found a book with a simple premise. Don't buy a house to live in. Buy a house that pays you to live there. They called it house hacking. So, I found this duplex. The mortgage was $1,500 a month. The larger unit rented for $1,200. My share of the mortgage was only $300. Suddenly, my housing costs dropped from $900 to $300. That extra $600 a month wasn't just savings. It was a seed. The first 3 years were a blur of paint rollers, YouTube tutorials, and late night plum gas seat. I learned that a landlord is just a firefighter for a different kind of disaster. The tenants in the big unit, a family of beavers, were wonderful. They paid on time, and their kids gnawed on my firewood. I remember one winter. The furnace died on the coldest night of the year. I spent my entire fund budget for the next 6 months on a new one. But I was building equity. The beaver's rent paid down my principal. The property value crept up. After 3 years, I went back to the bank. I had what the owls in suits call equity. I used it to buy a triplex on the other side of town. This was the first real jump. I was building the Snowball, a slow, muddy, but unrelenting snowball. The duplex now had 2 units. I'd moved a tenant into my old one, and it was cash flowing. This is where the story gets real, because you always hear about the wins. Nobody tells you about the months that break your spirit. Then came the bad tenant, a younger fox, charming. Said he was an artist. I ignored the little voice in my head. I ignored the little voice. Big mistake. He lasted 6 months before he disappeared one night, when I got the keys back from the sheriff's deputy. It was a war zone. But the cherry on top was the bathtub. He'd left it running. The security deposit didn't even cover the dumpsters. It was a $10,000 gut punch. For the first time I thought, I'm done. I told Mr. Brock the whole story, the mess, the money, the feeling of being a fool. You know what I see? I see a firefighter who knows how to put out fires. This is just another fire. No dialogue, just the sound of a deep breath and a sniff. Now, let's go get a tarp for that roof before it rains again. I fixed the apartment myself, room by room. It took me 8 months. And just as I was putting the last coat of paint on the trim, I got the next call. The same roof on the triplex I'd just finished fixing. The old shingles finally gave out during a monsoon. 3 quotes. A possum who worked out of his truck said $8,000. A family of mountain goats with a warranty said $15,000. I called the mountain goats. It hurt. It hurt so much. But I never had to worry about that roof again. The years turned into decades. The snowball grew. I didn't buy flashy properties. I bought solid, boring buildings in good neighborhoods. The tenants changed. Professors, nurses, otters who left me homemade jam, beavers who paid on time. Each property was a small, steady stream. When one had a drought, the others kept flowing. I stopped thinking like a firefighter extinguishing crises. I started thinking like a fire warden, building systems to prevent them. 12 doors, all paid for. They were like 12 little fire hydrants, each providing a steady stream. The first door, the one that started it all. Not a genius, just consistent. At 50 years old I retired, not to a mansion, to a porch. I'm not done. I'm just not fighting fires for a paycheck anymore. So, you're just done? I'm not done. I'm just fighting fires because I want to now, as a volunteer. Now you're going to take care of them for me. "12 doors. How did you do it? Did you have some secret?" A secret? No, the secret is that there is no secret. One boring good decision after another for 30 years. You don't need to be rich to start. You need a place to live. And the willingness to share it. Fix things when they break. Be kind to your tenants, but firm on your lease. Now go, be boring, be consistent, and in 30 years, you'll have your own 12 doors. The other animals spent their lives chasing the wind. I spent mine building shelter, and in the end, shelter didn't just protect me, it set me free. That's the real wealth, not the number of doors, but the freedom to walk through whichever one you choose.